Kathy, did you carb load for this episode?
I sure did. Oatmeal, pancakes, quinoa, and a couple bagels.
Okay. Well, welcome to another episode of the PTCH Podcast. I'm Jason Young, chiropractor and movement nerd.
And I'm Kathy Lynch, physical therapist, lover of all things strength training, and proud owner of way too many kettlebells. Today, we've got a powerhouse guest with us, the one and only Staci Kasianchuk.
Okay, so powerhouse. I'm going to just read this next part.
Yep.
Staci is the senior director of lifestyle care at Jenev, and she brings a seriously impressive resume to the table. Here it goes. She is an RDN, which is a registered dietitian or nutritionist. No, okay. A certified strength and conditioning specialist, a certified specialist in sports dietetics, and as if there needed to be more, she's an exercise physiologist. And also on top of that, she used to work at the Oregon State University Athletic Department. Go Beefs.
Let's go. We're diving into how nutrition, menopause, hormones, and lifestyle impact performance, not just for athletes, but for everyone trying to feel their best through all stages of life. This is the PTCH Podcast.
What happens when a chiropractor and a physical therapist get together to make a health and wellness podcast?
But chiropractors and physical therapists don't like each other.
Oh, think again.
I'm Dr. Kathy Lynch, physical therapist who likes to help people move and get stronger.
I'm Dr. Jason Young, an evidence-based chiropractor who uses humor just as much as adjustments to help people get better.
Welcome to the PTCH Podcast.
Remember, there's no I in pitch. All right. Well, welcome back. So glad to have you here, Staci, on the PTCH Podcast, and thank you all for tuning in again. We are a lot of episodes in. It's very nice. Yeah,
20-ish.
This is working. I feel like this is working. One day we'll get it right.
Yeah.
So, but no, we're really honored to have you here, Staci.
Yeah.
It's great to see you again. Could you start out by telling us more about Jenev? I don't know anything about it. Fill me in.
All right. Well, thank you very much for having me on the PTCH Podcast. I'm very excited.
You've probably heard of us.
A little bit.
Okay.
I am one of your followers.
Oh my gosh. This is her. This is the one.
So I'm happy I got you that follow.
Yes. Oh, geez. You got to get right home and listen to this. Yeah. What are you doing here? Who's listening?
No one. Staci.
Yeah. Over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Anyways, you asked about Jenev, right?
Yes, Jenev. Yes, tell us all about Jenev.
So Jenev is a peri and post-menopausal virtual care company. And so it is a collaboration with medical physicians, so gynecologists that focus specifically on menopause care virtually, and a team of registered dietitian nutritionists that I oversee. And we focus on the lifestyle side of things: nutrition, stress management, sleep, movement, all those components that we'll get into today, and how to support women going through that hormonal transition in their life in combination with the care they get from their physician.
Oh my gosh, Kathy, this is it. This is the one.
This is the one I told you.
This is the one. Oh my gosh. Okay, nonstop. You're not the only person that listens. I'm sorry. Yeah, but we have a lot of people. Our prime demographic is middle-aged women, and they're all like, please say something about menopause. I don't know why they're asking me, right?
We don't really want to hear your thoughts on it.
And I don't have you've heard all my thoughts on it.
That was it.
This is the one. This is going to be so great because now we're going to be able to say, we did one, and we have more, right? Because this is not the only, this is not going to be our only episode.
More.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why you say it like that.
It's going to be fun. Get ready.
Yeah, shoot.
Seatbelts on.
But yes, finally, the first menopause episode.
Be the inaugural.
Yeah. Yes, and so you will set the bar high. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. So Jason read your credentials off to us. Can you just tell us more about Staci and your journey here?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do have all those credentials. There's a lot of overlap, but I would say and this is the lens I bring to my work and kind of my path, is through an exercise physiology lens with the sports nutrition element there. So I am a registered dietitian, the baseline. I did my graduate work at Oregon State University, actually in bone health and kids. So bring that bone physiology part to it as well. Got the registered dietitian credential and then went on to do the sports nutrition specialty, which is that certified specialist in sports dietetics. worked in athletics for a while using that. Absolutely loved it. I certainly attribute to a lot of my foundational experiences to working in athletics. And as you know, Jason, college athletics, and Kathy too. It's a unique place. It's just a unique place to be.
That's your special way of saying those kids don't listen. They don't. They don't listen.
Well, they don't then. However, the number of athletes now that I see, and they're like, I didn't listen to you then, but I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
I should have listened to then, but I'm doing it now. And you're kind of like, okay, so you planted the seed.
Yeah.
And that's some of the aspects of just normal behavior change. But it is a population that while they don't listen, they're curious. They ask really great questions. Yeah. Athletes want to perform. Yeah. They have a different level of motivation. And being, or in college athletics, if you like athletics and sports, it's just a fun, fast-paced environment.
And it's a huge deal because, well, first of all, like everybody I talk to about this podcast thinks it's a sports podcast. I don't know why. Clearly, PT, physical therapy, CH, chiropractor.
Should be obvious.
I don't see what that has to do with sports. Anyway, but I think that because I guess this is a sports podcast, we have to talk about Michael Jordan versus LeBron James, right?
Okay. That's usually what we do.
Where are we going? Yeah.
I can do that.
No, see, the biggest difference between Michael Jordan and LeBron James is the technology. Yeah. Right? Had Michael Jordan had a Staci, like the way that LeBron has a Staci. Staci is like a label for somebody who is super uber educated in these kinds of things. You would have had a longer career and everything. So it really is, I mean, the kind of things that you're doing, it's on the forefront of like performance for everything. It's why the super athletes are even more super today. And like today we're going to learn how like that can spill over into everyday people's lives too. Yes. So
that was just a hot take.
We did it.
Wow.
Yeah, we did
That's
it.
A hot take.
And look, Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time.
I think I'm still on that boat.
Okay,
yep,
cool.
I'm still on that train. Yeah.
All right.
Can't argue with you on that.
And just to be clear, I'm not LeBron James' dietitian. But thank you.
LeBron, call us, LeBron.
If you need one.
Yeah. We're still looking for sponsors.
But I think that's a great point in terms of, amazing experience in athletics. Still go back to a lot of that as the roots. And it also got me curious of how do I bring this to other populations, this level of how we all want to perform in life. And so whether you're on a field or a court or a track, or you're just like, I got to get to work, or in the case of peri and post-menopausal patients, how do I just feel better in my day or in my new body or in my skin? And all of that has roots in physiology. Which bring to the table there. So we can talk about that.
So Staci and I you guys go way back even further than I do with Staci.
We used to be neighbors.
TBH.
Yeah. We were in rival neighborhoods. Yeah. Actually, I was in the Morning Glory gang.
And I was Shooting Star.
Yeah, she was over there on Shooting Star, right? Yeah.
Our garages.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. My children used to terrorize everybody. So yeah, that's a long time ago. Yeah.
But Staci and I first met actually at the gym that I now own.
And what's that gym called?
It is called Helix Training.
Oh, is that right here in Corvallis?
Yeah, 9th Street, great. Togo's parking lot.
I'm always like pulling for sponsor. Hey, you should sponsor, but that is a sponsor of the show.
Yeah, so. It is a sponsor.
It is, yes. Those sponsorship spots are disappearing fast. But you met at Helix.
We met at Helix. Actually, Hammerheart at the time, and now Helix. But since then, our relationship has grown. Yes. It evolved.
That's funny.
We started talking about menopause one day.
Connections through menopause.
Yeah,
I talk with people about menopause all the time. Usually like some of my homies. I'm like, hey, dude.
If you don't, you should.
Manopause.
Yeah.
I'm going to be quiet now. Go ahead.
So we both shared this passion of like, why are we not talking about it? Women our age don't know enough about it. Our moms didn't talk about it. How do we get it out there? We're both healthcare providers. And then we kind of roped one of our other friends into it, Carrie Boysen, who's a pelvic floor physical therapist at Restore Physical Therapy. And we got together and said, hey, we should, join a group together and we should educate people of Corvallis about menopause. And then I don't know if it was Carrie or you said, hey, what about Jessica Bell?
Yeah.
She's a PA at Samaritan and specializes in hormones. And so we all joined together and formed the Novo Collective.
Oh, I like that. It sounds like a team of like perimenopausal superheroes.
That's kind of what you should see our outfits.
Capes and everything.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were just talking the other night. Novo Collective's been around since 2022.
Was that we're coming up on 3 years here. I think it was August of 2022 that you, Carrie, and I met.
Yes.
And we knew we had these we got nutrition, we got strength and conditioning, physical therapy, pelvic floor PT. We need a hormone person, Jessica.
Yes.
And so we've been together and been together ever since.
Well, and I gotta say, I've heard great things about it. Like, I haven't attended myself, but no, I know people who have been to like your seminars and done some of the material, and they found it really valuable. Because you're right, people don't talk about it, right? And there's no reason not to, because half the people on Earth are going to go through this. So
it's inevitable.
Yes,
it's inevitable. So that's my segue into talking about menopause and nutrition around menopause. And so when women come to talk to you and say, okay, I have all these symptoms, what can I do, nutrition wise, to help some of my symptoms? And that's a big question. I know that, but break it down for us.
Let's see if we can break it down a little bit, because that often is how they come in. Like, I have all this going on. What should I do nutrition wise? How can you help me? And we have to help sort through all the information out there. So it is interesting. Yes. I've been working for Jenev for about 5.5 years now. And at that time, 2019 into 2020, menopause was starting to get talked about, but not to the extent that it is now, which is great that we have more information, easily accessible, although that can make it hard for patients. Like, what do I believe? How do I know it's true? And just help me. So with patients, I typically start with looking at what they're currently eating. How do we get like a baseline there? And then focusing on protein and fiber to start with. That's just a starting point.
There it is, protein.
There
again.
it is.
Yeah, it keeps coming up every show. Protein.
It's a famous nutrient.
It is. I've heard of it. I heard it's one of the macros, actually.
It is.
The macronutrients. Okay.
Yeah. And I think it's like the longest standing. They go through phases. For a while, carbs was pretty. You entered with that, Kathy. Sorry, carbs are out now, though. I shouldn't say that. We're going to talk about why they're not completely out.
Right. Okay.
So a little bit of sarcasm there, but and then for a while, fat was out, and then it was
the
back
80s,
in.
the Mercedes 80s.
Well, they were then, and then
fat
now
was out,
and then it came back in, and then now, but protein's holding strong.
It does stick.
Did you get that?
I got it.
That's
a good. She's good. I see why you invited her.
Yep,
this is good.
Funny too.
This is working for the show.
So yes, protein. So reason for protein, when I am talking to patients and kind of give them the rundown of, so if you're in perimenopause or post-menopause, you're going through this hormone transition. And so just basics here, that menopause is the 1-year anniversary with no menstrual cycles. So Jason, just getting this there.
Oh, thank you. It's actually 13 months, isn't it? Is it 13 or is it 12?
It's a 12.
I don't know how long a year is anymore.
12 months.
Yeah, it's 21st century.
Did you just try to mansplain?
No, I was just asking. I gotta go.
I'm out. So that one day, and then you're postmenopausal. But the time leading up to that, which can be many years for some women, 5, 10, some people maybe even 15. It's hard to know, because when those hormones start changing, you may not know right away. It might be like, oh, that symptoms feels weird. My body feels different, or I'm more fatigued. But the next day I'm fine. Okay, so I carry on. So, but during that phase where those hormones, progesterone and estrogen primarily, are decreasing, they're fluctuating as they're going down. Just try not to touch this microphone. Yes, but
I know you get put in prison. They turn off your video if you touch the microphone.
Yeah,
not that I've ever done that.
So I lay that foundation. This is often the education that I'll do with patients, because we want to think about what's the purpose of the protein. And so some of the impacts of those decreasing hormones, estrogen especially, can impact things that protein's important for. Our muscle, our bone. for example, related to even blood sugar regulation. And so when you don't have the same support of estrogen that you had premenopausally, you have to reach into the toolbox or pull on another lever or something else, and protein can help with that. So by focusing on protein, and for a lot of people, increasing protein where it may not have played a role previously, that can be helpful to help mitigate some of the symptoms that are happening with that decrease in estrogen specifically.
I love it. That's so succinct.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm serious. No, that's it. Like you wrapped it all up. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Put a bow around it. I like it.
It's like she does that for a living.
Yeah, it's almost like she does that for a living.
All right. I as a PT, people always ask me, how much protein should I eat? And, I'm like, it depends.
I know.
And I always have to couch it like, I'm not a registered dietitian, but this is what I have heard from my friends.
Yeah, and it does depend. And I think, some people, that's what frustrates people, right? Like we don't always want to hear that answer, especially from a healthcare provider. Like I'm here for you to give me answers. Yeah. When in reality, we don't have them all, sorry. Yeah. And those that tell our patients that we do shouldn't be. Jason, do you tell your patients you have all the answers?
I tell them you have all the answers. That's why we had you on the show.
That's why I asked before. Anyway, so amounts. So I always start with, where are you currently? There, you hear recommendations out there. Everyone should be having 100 grams of protein. And, I go back to, this is where I go back to my roots in sports nutrition. And there's all these calculations, and calculations for protein are based on body weight. And so if I think of the athletes that I worked with at Oregon State, I worked with your O linemen, your D linemen, and your gymnasts, and your cross country runners.
And there were swimmers back then.
And there were no more.
There's no more swimmers. Yeah, they canceled
I did work
it.
with the swimmers.
Yeah, they were good folks.
Yeah, they were.
Yes.
And thanks for a shout out to the swim team.
Pour one out for the swimmers.
Yeah, pour one out. So all those athletes need different needs.
Amounts. Yeah. And when you think about it that way, no one would say like, I'm going to, I give the O linemen and the cross country women's team, they have the same amount of protein. Yeah. Everyone, like, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
And so we have to think about that doesn't make sense for even in this scenario. So there are calculations you can use based off of body weight. There is research to show, if you're looking at protein specifically, typically it can be better utilized if delivered in doses throughout the day. That's not a hard and fast rule, but some of the research and this Stu Phillips and Luke Van Loon, if you're thinking sports nutrition references, people to look for from a protein standpoint. They've done a lot of research in that, and they have some studies that have looked at and found that 0.3 approximately grams per kilogram of body weight per meal.
Oh, per meal.
Okay.
Wow.
Can be most utilized by the body.
Okay.
So if you want to do those calculations, typically when I do those calculations for people, it usually comes out somewhere, depending on the size of the individual, between 20 and 30 grams per meal. And so you hear that often, recommendation. So I will often talk to patients. I'll say, hey, let's start with, what does 20 to 25 grams per meal look like? How does that compare to what you're currently doing? And let's see how you feel with that. And go from there. If you're hitting it spot on, maybe we add a little boost and see if you feel better. And let's use some other metrics like your workouts and your sleep and your energy throughout the day. And then if you're super far off, if you're like getting mostly 10 grams per meal, then let's go up slowly, because if you increase protein too quickly too soon, you have other problems.
Not always fun.
Yeah.
Not always fun.
So, these people that I went up to 100 grams and I don't feel good and I can't poop anymore.
Yeah. How constipated can somebody be? Right?
You're like, well, you wanted those 100 grams, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, and the thing that's funny is some people heard that and they're like, yep, see, that's why I don't have protein, because it's just going to make you constipated. No, protein good. Protein good. Sanity also good.
Yeah.
So can I ask you a question real quick? Just because I think that I just want to dial back to something that you said when you were just getting rolling. I think there's some women out there, because we don't talk about menopause much, that they don't understand what some of those symptoms are and some of those signs. Like I have patients who come in sometimes and they're like, man, I think I've been getting sick a lot this year, and it's like, oh, that could be perimenopause. Or there's now that we have long COVID, there's some people who mix up their perimenopause with long COVID. And so what do you tell people in terms of this is what you're looking for that might indicate that that's what you're going through?
Yeah, and I have had, and even this week with patients, more that are in their late 30s. Mm-hmm. And I think that's such a great place, if not even sooner, to take some inventory of noticing, because it's an opportunity to remember that we as individuals know our bodies best, and we need to remember to trust that. And so when something feels off, trust that. There can be things that that could always cause that. But if you're starting to notice these patterns and trends, so certainly some of the early signs can be changes in your menstrual cycle. So if you're like, oh, that's weird, my menstrual cycle was a couple days late or a couple days early, or it was like heavier or lighter. And it's easy to be like, I don't know, maybe it's the weather, maybe it's stress.
Yeah, it's that, what do they call it? The geriatric pregnancy scare, where it's like,
yes.
Wait a minute. Didn't you? Didn't I? Wait, hold up. No.
Yes. That like hesitation. Of like, wait a second.
No. We hit the reset button.
Yes, absolutely. So some of those things can be signs. And I think it's the less obvious ones. I mean, we hear about the hot flashes. And if someone has a full-on hot flash, they're probably like, oh, this is maybe perimenopause. But it could be even as like, I just feel warmer. Or I'm having trouble sleeping, irritability, mood swings. And I often have the people.
Maybe I'm having menopause.
This episode is actually for you.
Is
this an intervention? Oh, gosh.
We're all here for you today, Jason.
Oh, goodness. I'm having a hot flash.
But so those can be symptoms. The one I've been hearing about recently that's interesting, and again, I want to preface because there will be people out there that are like, not everything is menopause,
right?
But itching, just this like the skin just feels itchier. And if you think of estrogen as a lubricant for a lot of different things, and changes in skin, hair, and nails, that can all play a role. Ear ringing. And so, I don't want to, and some of these too, it's hard to go through peri to post-menopause without aging. Maybe
impossible.
Maybe impossible, all right. But for someone out there,
it's that 13-month thing.
Yes.
Exactly. Time warp. So some of these things too sometimes it's hard to tease out what's aging, what's peri and post-menopause. But certainly these symptoms, it's worth, if you're starting to notice these, it's always worth finding a practitioner, healthcare practitioner, whether locally or at Jenev, that can even
probably Jenev.
That you can even just find out like what's happening here, because it's better to be aware sooner and know what your options are to have symptom management. If it gets to the point that you need the management, maybe you won't. Maybe you're like, I could deal with this every other month or something. It's not a big deal. But yes, those are some of the symptoms, certainly not the only ones, but some of the ones in the beginning I tend to hear about.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, and I think that's great because I know that people I've had this conversation with, they're really worried about it because you get the whole range of like, do I have cancer? Am I sick? Or am I going crazy? Or is this all just in my head? So hopefully I think that should give some people some comfort around that, what you're experiencing is normal.
Yeah. Sometimes that makes it easier. Sometimes it just doesn't make it easier because you still got to go through it.
Yeah.
And different than like pregnancy when you're like, okay, so these symptoms are, 40 weeks at max.
This
is going to end. This is going to end. That unknown is uncomfortable. So that's for sure.
And then it doesn't last forever, though. Perimenopause doesn't last forever. Eventually, do you switch over to something that is a little more regular for you?
And that is true. That post-menopause then is when the body does start. You are at a lower hormone state, but there is more. The body's able to adapt to that a little bit more because there's not so much fluctuation. So most individuals, you get to that point, you do start to feel better. It's in maybe a new normal or, a new phase, but there's less of the fluctuation. So most individuals, once they're like post-menopausal and a little bit beyond that, they do feel better.
Nice. Very good.
I do want to go back to fiber.
Yeah, let's go back to fiber
because we did a synopsis on protein, and I want to be clear that we could do a whole episode on protein. So giving a teaser there.
Yeah,
when are you coming back?
We'll do protein.
Sweet, totally. I think we should.
Yeah, and then we could get like different people come and talk about protein.
We could have
perspectives on protein.
Yeah, we could have protein debates.
Yeah, I love it.
Fun.
Yes.
Favorite protein sources.
We got to find some gym bros.
Oh,
right.
Yes. You must have a gym bro.
Because I was wondering when we're going to get to the fiber, but I was wondering when you were talking about the information thing. So I'm guessing maybe social media is providing people some
that social media
real
thing.
High quality information that you have to help with.
Yes. Yeah. And we have to sort through it. Usually there's a little bit of truth in everything. And I always want people to come back to themselves and how we best support them. But social media. Jessica Bell, our Novo Collective friend and colleague, says it best is that like social media is in whether it's the patient room, the exam room, the classroom, the studio with us, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
And so we have to try to embrace it with some level of discernment to help our patients with it.
So I counted, you have like 72 letters after your name. So I trust you over social media.
I was like, that's what you've been doing right now?
Well, yeah, you keep seeing me on my iPad. I'm like, 17, 20. Yeah, I mean, you're almost 2 more letters after your name than in your name.
That was my goal.
Yeah, that's great. That's really good. You could be a physical therapist. That's how they do it.
Yeah, pretty much. We just keep adding.
Yeah.
So we have imposter syndrome.
Yeah, PT, Nerds. DPT, PT.
Yep.
Yeah. Whereas people are seeing DC and they're like, what is that? Yeah.
Discontinued.
This guy misspelled CD.
Wait,
we're got to talk about fiber.
Oh, fiber. Yes. Fiber. Sorry. So, don't let me interrupt.
So that's the other nutrient that I focus on to start with. We usually dive deeper with patients, but that's a good starting point to look at that can also help with blood sugar regulation. So if you can see more insulin resistance, so your body's not as responsive to insulin, and to help with decreasing blood sugar into the post-menopausal phase. Again, aging, menopause, probably a little bit of both, certain factors going on there. But that when we're looking, how do we help the body better manage blood sugar? Fiber can be one, and the protein. It makes it so that if you're eating higher fiber foods, there's less of an increase in blood sugar. So it stabilizes things.
So for listeners, can you throw out like what are some of your favorite high fiber foods that people should be doing?
I'm a fruit and vegetable fan.
Yes.
Dietitian, fruit and vegetable fan. And I know that's so boring, but I still go back to, and I think there's been some episodes on doing the basics from both of your respective fields and how critical that is. And so the basics of fruits and vegetables really do wonders. And so that it can be really great high fiber sources, plant sources of fiber. Your whole grains, certainly. And I know some people can't do grains and you got to find the right grains. But those are going to be great fiber sources. And then your things like beans and lentils are also some of my favorites because they double as protein sources too. So a variety of those different things. For those number of people out there, 25 grams per day. Even you can go upwards to 30 on the fiber. Again, going from 0 to 100 on that is probably not in your business.
Give it a try. Give it a try.
Then call in.
Or leave a comment. Leave a comment. Not a review.
No. But call Body of Health, Chiropractic Wellness.
We might be the first podcast ever to engagement farm using fiber.
Let's see where those downloads go. But lots of benefits there. Also benefits the gut microbiome, which we could do another episode on. And
2 episodes at least.
Another topic for you. Plenty of episodes for you all to do. And so that, and then the other piece on the fiber that I always want to mention is that fiber helps to bind LDL, that less desirable cholesterol in the blood. We also tend to see an increase in LDL in the perimenopause transition, and the vessels, we don't get as much support because another surprise, estrogen helps blood vessels.
Oh, wow.
So we don't have that support. And so when you have vessels that don't have the support of estrogen, and if they have greater LDL cholesterol, you're going to have more plaque risk. So that fiber can help bind that and help with excretion. We do see increased cardiovascular disease risk in women, number one killer of women. And so that fiber can help with that as well. So those are the main nutrition things I focus on first.
So protein, fiber.
Yeah. And you want to know my trick for the amounts for people that...
Would you share it?
And that start with, use the 20 to 25 grams of protein per meal as a starting point. Okay. That may not work for everybody, but that's your starting point. And then 25 grams per day of fiber, but don't mix them up. Because if you do 25 grams per meal of fiber...
Let's do a study. Yeah. You try the 25 grams of fiber per meal.
Okay.
For 2 weeks.
And you try the protein.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And let's see who gets to the hospital first. If they can leave the bathroom.
Exactly.
Well, okay. So all this talk of fiber makes me wonder about water, and hydration. Does that play a role with menopause, perimenopause?
I do think hydration is obviously important. And then when you're increasing the fiber and protein, it's important. I've seen some information that thirst sensation can decrease in peri and postmenopausal women. I'm going to say that the data is not robust on that. However, I think
anecdotal, maybe.
Yeah, more there's research to support it. I'm not able to cite it, so I'll put that out there.
It's okay. We don't do sources here.
Yeah.
Well, there's one source. You know what it is? It's Wikipedia.
Yes.
Wikipedia. And if Wikipedia doesn't come through, it's definitely ChatGPT.
I was going to say, is there still a Wikipedia to ChatGPT?
I don't know.
Unless I looked at Wikipedia.
I don't know. I'd have to look at Wikipedia and find out.
Wikipedia. I hope it lives on. But yes, so the hydration is definitely important, and we also want to be thinking about the role that it plays in supporting movement, which we also want to talk about soon. But yes, so we want to make sure that people are getting adequate water or fluids, and making sure that they're getting enough around that. So I usually tell people, and you guys can tell me what you might tell your patients, but we want to aim for lemonade color urine. If we're looking at that, not the school bus color.
Right.
And then if it's completely clear, you're probably not, maybe overhydrating is probably not the worst thing. But sometimes I'll start with the half your body weight in ounces. But again, it depends on where they are starting, because that could be a big jump and you want to just gradually increase them. But often I do think most of us, myself included, when you intentionally increase your fluid intake primarily from water, you feel better.
Yeah.
And so I think
basics.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah. So that I think can definitely, it is part of that kind of assessment of where are you with hydration? Could this be something that you play in? It's also interesting if someone is having vasomotor symptoms. So those are your hot flashes, night sweats. Sometimes having cool water, like ice cold water, can help to mitigate those symptoms. It won't get rid of them, but can help to manage them a little bit better.
See, I wonder if there's some people who might be listening now and they're just surprised. They're like, oh, I was expecting that she had to tell me that I had to get Mongolian chicken root or something like that, which is a supplement that I just made up. And it will be available on our website if we ever put one up. Mongolian chicken root, and if I can't get that, then there's no way that I can comfortably make it through menopause. So, but that's weird. It's almost like nature's prepared us for getting through a challenge like this with just food.
Yeah. Basics.
Yeah. Are there supplements that you recommend?
Oh, that was the next.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did I steal your question?
No, I mean that was the next.
I mean, besides obviously the Mongolian chicken root.
Yes.
That one's number one.
Okay.
I know you just invented it.
Yeah. We are the number one search result for Mongolian chicken root at this point.
Someone's Googling that right
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're just coming up with this this video. Sorry. So sorry.
So I, probably not surprising, am certainly a food first approach, and then we supplement where we need to. Some that I do think can be helpful as kind of baseline are your fish oil, omega-3s. And that is one when we're thinking about supplement options, looking for a high quality brand. I tend to lean towards third-party verified supplements. Doesn't guarantee that they're like, because supplements are not regulated, because we could right now just make that Mongolian chicken root.
Yeah.
Is that what you call it?
That's it. That's it. Yeah, you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we make it, and we could sell it.
We could.
And we could just see how long we can get away with it.
Yeah.
Because that's really what any supplement brand can do.
Absolutely.
So
the only thing that's regulated is the label and claims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even that doesn't have to match what's in the container.
Yeah. All we have to do is not say that it cures menopause.
Yeah. Maybe we could say it helps.
Yeah. Kind of.
Sort of.
If you know someone with this,
yeah,
you could take this chicken root.
It's 3 out of 10 help, right?
However, the fish oil is one that you want to have a high quality one, because there can be some sketchy brands out there, or less quality. Yeah.
Well, and less ethical. Yeah. There's some people out there that are doing shady stuff to
make a dime.
Yeah. You get you some fish grease.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it ends up being.
Barrel.
Yeah.
Stuff. So a high quality one. I typically recommend that you're looking for EPA and DHA on the label to add up to about 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams.
Okay.
Jason, do you have any thoughts on?
I think that's a good starting point. Usually when I'm talking with people about fish oil, it's because of the anti-inflammatory properties. Yeah. So I tend to swing a little higher, which is like 3,000 to 6,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA combined when you start getting those anti-inflammatory effects, which, you don't really have trouble with fish oil until you get up to like 10,000 milligrams. And so it's nice because there's a big safety threshold with it. There's just not always a big tolerance threshold.
I was just going to say.
Yeah.
Who wants to try the 10,000?
Yeah. Reference the fiber and protein.
Another study?
Should we just say, okay, you're doing protein, I'm doing fiber. You have to do the fish oil.
10,000 milligrams fish oil. And you're all going to be in the room with me as I breathe.
Absolutely. And Scott, be careful. We're coming for you next. Yes. So,
You're next on the...
Whatever gets mentioned next. So
that is one. And then, yes, anti-inflammatory, as well as along the lines of anti-inflammatory, but those like the vessel benefits. It's mixed on whether it's going to actually decrease cholesterol. That's not as strong of support there. However, the integrity of the vessels, where we need the blood to flow through, the omega-3s can help with that.
Right. So, and cholesterol issues are worse when you have inflammation and oxidation and things like that, which is kind of if you have a bad fish oil, the problem is that it's pro-oxidant. And so it's like you could be doing more harm than good. So can't say enough about a good quality fish oil.
Yeah.
What about like B vitamins, like B6, B12 in particular? I know that you said that you tend to do food first, but is that one that you recommend for supplementation? I know that those two pop up a lot in some of these like women's multivitamins, which should not be taken by men. No matter what. No.
What happened when you tried it?
Are you speaking from experience?
No, it's another labeling thing, right? It's like this is a multivitamin for women.
Only for women.
Don't you touch that man. Yeah. And lady, definitely don't touch that man's multivitamin.
Definitely not.
Yeah, because we didn't put that on there for marketing.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I do not typically recommend B vitamins individually. However, I will recommend B12 testing, and if I can, also if a patient's able to, not all practitioners will order an MMA, a methylmalonic acid, but then we can actually look both at the B12 and the methylmalonic acid to look at the utilization in the body to get a better idea if someone needs B vitamin supplementation, and then I'm looking for methylated forms of those. But that's usually a little bit more specific. And if there's energy concerns, and it's kind of not like blanket recommendation.
Right.
Yeah.
With that, there's less risk with B vitamins because they are water soluble, but we typically don't recommend them by themselves unless we know what we're also measuring, because then you can retest and like see if this is working.
Well, and it's kind of, I mean, and I get that too, because it's kind of stupid to like do the mono supplementation because this is not even what you see in nature.
Right.
Right. Like eat these grapes because they have this vitamin, but they don't have that vitamin. It's like,
yeah. There's the food. The body utilizes food differently, and there's room for supplements. Certainly, I would say vitamin D, especially in the Pacific Northwest, is one that I typically recommend. Another one that I still want people to test for, though, if we can, because then you kind of know like what am I talking about with dosing. I mean, if you're super low, like you don't want to like just hang out with 2,000 IUs and wait for them to get up, into a normal range. But if they're low normal or they're, if they're in a normal range, then we can talk about, okay, what's a good maintenance dose around that. Vitamin D, I tend to think my experience has been, you can do like the store brand. We don't have to go like super like fancy with the vitamin D. It seems pretty simple, and if we're looking for cost effectiveness, that's typically what I want. But if other people are like, give me the high quality one, you can spend more.
And it's and that's one that gets kind of scammy where it's like, oh, we've got hydrochloric vitamin D, and it's like, what is that? Well, we made it up so we could sell more. But and that's another vitamin D is another one with a really wide safety threshold too.
Yeah.
And so, but it's just, I think in general, getting supplements from a third party tested company is good. We're actually going to do a supplements episode, right?
Awesome.
One of these days. Maybe we'll have you on to bash that guy.
Bash the supplement guy, and then we'll talk about protein.
Yeah, we'll be like, we got Staci, and I don't want to drop his name. We got Staci here and we're going to lock the door. Good luck.
Let's see where it goes.
You guys would just end up agreeing on everything. It would be the most boring episode ever. So.
And I'm sure we're going to get this question if we haven't gotten the question. Creatine.
Oh, creatine.
Oh, yes.
Spiel on creatine. So creatine is fascinating. I do have can I tell a story?
Absolutely.
So
story time.
We're here for the stories.
I will share with anecdotally again, and we'll back up. I haven't taken creatine for years. So, and I started.
You can tell.
I know. Yeah. Sure.
And Kathy was like, let's get Staci on. I'm like, Staci? She's like, muscles.
Yes.
Like, oh, right.
Yes, she must be taking creatine. That's her. So when I was working in athletics, and part of my job was to help educate athletes on supplements, and as you know, like crazy supplements all around the board. And those athletes are drug tested. So you are like, we have got to educate you. Your scholarship could be on the line. Like, let's not make some poor decisions here. So
and you've seen that before, right? Like people who've been disqualified over supplements.
Yeah.
Because I can think about at least one.
There's at least one.
And it's like, it's just the worst. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So, and never mind, like sometimes those supplements actually could harm you.
What?
Yeah. There's danger. So I didn't want to try any of those supplements. However, there was a little bit of me that's like, okay, these athletes are taking these supplements. Like, I'm an active individual. Creatine is one that has so much research out there on it. I mean, there are researchers that have dedicated like their lives to just creatine. Like, it is just like, that's what they do. They just study creatine for years and years and years. And so I was like, okay, pretty safe. I'm going to get myself a third-party supplement. I'm going to like start taking this for my workout. So I've been taking that for a while and kind of paying attention to the research around it. And then it was interesting to start seeing more information coming out like on bone. And I will be completely honest, I felt like I had a little bit more like oomph in my workouts.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like knocking down doors.
Right.
And it wasn't like I was even really like, just like PRs everywhere, you know.
You were just swinging one of Kathy's many kettlebells.
Many kettlebells. Yes. I was probably able to increase my kettlebell. But it also was because I was doing the exercise. Because I didn't just take the creatine and then sit around
Right.
and hope
Yes.
it works.
Yes. So if you exercise,
Yes.
Yes.
if you're not exercising, start there first. It's like the fruits and veggies.
That is
start with
well,
the basics.
and do a little science, right?
Yeah.
Start working out.
Yeah.
See how much that sucks. Then get yourself a little creatine and be like, oh my gosh.
This
It's
is so
like
much
I got
better.
an e-bike. And like that's how it was. I spent my whole life riding those crappy bikes. Right? And then I got the e-bike and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like creatine. I'm on creatine now, y'all. Yeah. I'm right down the I'm on creatine. Like it's an e-bike. No, it's creatine.
Look at me.
Trust me. Ding, ding, ding.
You all don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creatine's cheaper than an e-bike. Do the creatine instead. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
We should do an episode on e-bikes. Side
Yes.
note.
Side
Sam and I were
note.
just talking about e-bikes and the e-bike culture in Corvallis. It's hilarious. So that could be another
It is
episode.
something.
Yeah.
Deep in it now.
Yeah.
Deep in it. I have
You're
my own,
committed.
I have my own e-biker gang.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do
Yeah.
you guys have a secret club?
Actually, it's more like this.
Echo.
It's fun. I will say this about e-bikes, though, which is totally unrelated to the subject at hand. But the way that I ride is like, I'll just like cruise around, like riding the throttle. And then if I see people, it's like, oh,
I'm pedaling.
hey.
I just have this for the
Hello.
hills.
Woo. Yeah. I get the water bottle and just, oh, man, it's hot out here, huh?
I am pedaling hard here.
Really getting the workout in. Pitch Podcast, we work hard. Mhm.
It's all
I keep
about
these legs moving. Yeah.
Oh my
goodness.
God. Okay.
So creatine.
Yes.
So it's been interesting to see this evolve in the post-menopause space. I will also, if you're interested in a lot of the research that's being done in this in women specifically, Abby Smith-Ryan out of University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill is really doing high quality, dedicated research to this. Not surprised. They're smaller studies because it's a smaller population to look at. So there may be some individuals that will say, well, that study's so small. What can you tell from that? But she's doing a really good job of designing them well and getting some information.
I bet it's going to get bigger, though, because the money is showing up in creatine.
Yes,
right?
which would be helpful to provide more information.
Absolutely. Well, and there's brain benefits, too.
Yes, and I think some of that has come out of the TBI research in military, Department of Justice, or no, wrong department, Department of Defense.
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
has done
Go
research.
see Superman.
Yes,
The Justice League
yes.
was doing some research.
Yeah, just a little crossover there.
Yeah, whoopsies. But looking at them in interesting case studies too, and we don't want to have hundreds of thousands of people with TBIs. Right. That would be awful.
Right.
So we can't really do that randomized controlled trial either, because that also is not ethical. However, we can learn from case studies.
Yeah.
And coming back to what creatine is, it is a part of metabolism, part of that ATP energy generation at the mitochondrial level, and we have that in the brain. And so there has been research looking at that. I think it's still in its infancy to say what we see some claims out there is, oh, post-menopausal women take creatine and prevent Alzheimer's. We're not there yet.
We're not.
Yeah.
That's where we hope
Maybe
to go.
we'll get there.
Well, and there's such just a nexus of things, though, because you have, like, when you think about things like, one of the symptoms of perimenopause is you get some brain fog, right? But then also when you start having dysregulation of blood sugar, which when you can't regulate blood sugar, that has a pretty high connection to dementia and Alzheimer's, to the point where they are starting to call Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes.
Yes.
Right. And so it's all of these things. Right. And so it's like, you can't look for one miracle nutrient, one miracle supplement. It is just, you got to take care of the whole machine. Yeah. Unfortunately, this comes at a point when we should be old enough and experienced enough to just like know better and take care of ourselves. But no, we've had like children and careers and stuff that have beaten the crap out of us.
But it is that time of life too, where you may have children that are, maybe they're going off to college, or they're also going through their own hormonal shifts, or you have older adult parents that you're also caring for, or you're at different points in your career where you may have more responsibility, and so timing is really not greatly planned.
Right.
So,
No.
That design was not well thought out. So I would say on the creatine is one, it is not like there are so many other things to do before creatine. If you're an active individual, if you have bone health concerns with resistance training, there could be some benefits specifically to bone strength, not necessarily to bone density yet. We haven't seen that consistently, but looking at strength and geometry metrics to bone. So there could be some benefit with that, and then certainly benefits to building a little bit extra muscle. So there's opportunities to try it. I would say if someone wants to give that a try, just not to make it your like, I'm going to do creatine and that's going to be my answer.
Right. Yeah. Push this button, fix the problem.
Yeah, exactly. The last supplement I will add is magnesium glycinate. I do find a lot of patients find benefit to their sleep. It's not a sedative, but just provides a little bit of a calming, turns off some of the racing thoughts. Another one that I think third-party verified supplement is, it could be worth the investment.
Excellent. I think she nailed
those are the main ones that I kind of, then, different patients have different questions and certain situations might be some other stuff.
Sure. Those are the basics.
But we're not providing medical advice here.
No, we are not.
I am.
Not.
I am. If you do what I say, you're going to live forever. Money back guarantee.
No.
You must collect in person.
No, please seek counsel at your own healthcare provider.
Okay, it's not healthcare advice. Fine. It's entertainment only.
Yeah, entertainment only.
Yes. Should we turn to a couple of myths we want her to bust?
Yes, please.
Yeah. We haven't talked about my favorite carbs.
Oh, that's right.
We early
list of them before. Are you still? How are you feeling after all those carbs?
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little crashy.
Yeah, they're the main cause of menopause right here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So carbs, are they still the enemy? And fat, does it make you fat?
So I try, I always think like these macronutrients that we talked about that are already like fighting for the spotlight, but they really can't like defend themselves. So I try not to make one like good or bad. Like they can't, like that's not fair. So let's just give them their time to shine.
Yeah.
So
carbohydrates, they never saw it coming.
I know, they're just like added down. I'm totally name dropping, but I'm just going to keep doing that. But one of my favorite quotes that Louise Burke, who was the former director of the Australian Institute of Sport, has done a ton of research in carbohydrates in athletes. She presented at the American College of Sports Medicine at a conference that I went to several years ago, and she was talking about the effects of carbohydrate and this idea now we hear like no carb, low carb, high carb, carb-loading. And she said it's not any one of those. It's not low carb, it's not high carb, it's not no carb. It's smart carb.
Yeah.
And so how are you smart and strategic with your carbohydrates? And what I think we run into again is these all or nothing extremes, and individuals will say, oh, well, I want to lose weight, so I want to do low or no carbohydrates. Mm-hmm. So then they cut it all out and they do lose weight because carbs hold water. Mm-hmm. They're probably also eating less. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, cool, look at, I just lost all this weight. Then they add in a little bit of carbohydrate, they gain the weight back, and immediately they're like, oh, it's the carbs that make me gain weight.
This did it.
And so then we have these thoughts that just aren't helpful either. But if we want individuals to be active, then you need some level of carbohydrates. And we got to think about the amount and be strategic on that. If you're going for a 30-minute walk at a leisurely pace, you probably don't need to carb load like Kathy did before the show.
Good. How's that working out? Are you doing all right?
No, I'm crashing.
I think it's improving your performance in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Today's my best show.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I haven't added creatine yet. So that'll be my next performance.
Well, and I think also when you think about carbohydrates, it's the name of a molecule.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like if I put 4 molecules in front of you, the average person couldn't tell what's a carbohydrate.
Right.
So it's like rather than focusing on that molecule, you should focus on the forms that they come in. So carbs bad? Well, yeah, if that carbohydrate is just like a pile of sugar, right? But carbohydrates are also lettuce. Right? Yeah. And it's also rice. Yeah. And so it's like intuitively we know. You just know. If you're getting a bunch of like sugar and like highly processed carbohydrates, it's going to taste amazing.
Yes.
But it's probably not going to get the ball across the goal line that you're looking for.
No, or support the goals,
Just eat healthy carbohydrates. What's a healthy carbohydrate? Well, duh. I think people know what healthy carbohydrates are, like fruits and vegetables, right?
I wasn't sure where you were going.
I mean, is it that hard? It's like, think of the healthiest carbohydrate you can. It's like, It fell off a tree, or I pulled it out of the ground.
That's probably good for you.
Yeah, it's a pretty good carbohydrate. It's and it's not the only kind of cheating. You can have some sugar, but it's like, eat healthy carbohydrates.
Yeah. It's just that easy.
Kind of easy.
How about this? Eating late at night causes weight gain.
I saw that question. So, not blanket statements. I think we need to think about our days, and we need to think about where we need our energy and using that strategically. What I do sometimes see, however, is that individuals will try, if they want to experiment with intermittent fasting, or they aren't people. There's a whole club, an echelon of people that for some reason don't like breakfast, or they have stomach problems in the morning. And there's history to that. Yeah. There could be so many things that involved with that. And it can be, some people are never going to eat the first thing when they wake up, and that's just their gut and the way they are. And that can be fine. And there can also be ways to start to train the gut to be able to have something in the morning or that first meal of the day. But sometimes people lean into that and not eat. And then they're like, oh, I'm good. I didn't eat. And then I got to lunch and I was busy. So I skipped that. I was good. And I didn't eat. And I got to dinner and I don't know why I'm starving.
Yeah.
What's
wrong with everybody?
At dinner, I'm good all day long. And then at dinner, I just eat so much.
Yeah.
And so when you start let's just try something in the morning. And then if we can start, to decrease some of the cravings or more portion control at night. And then that can be helpful there. So if you're only eating all of your calories as right before bed, that may have some detrimental effects to several things. Yeah.
I think the problem comes when people try every method at once.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to eat all my calories in the morning. And at lunch. And then I'm going to try doing it at dinner. I'm just going to try that experiment every day.
Intermittent fasting. I'm going to fast for 15 minutes.
Yeah. I'm intermittent slowing.
Well, there's so much more I feel like we could talk about with Staci. We might have to have her back again.
I think absolutely.
No
she's
I got another invitation.
Absolutely.
Oh gosh, yeah. We're not done with you.
No.
Not done with you. No. I do think that we should probably play a game.
We do.
Yes. I love your games.
Is a requirement. Yeah. Well, I think that you're going to like this because this is a game that we've done before. Okay. We reserve this for special experts. I think it's time to do a Mad-Lib.
Brings me back to my childhood.
Yes. Okay.
Car game, long car trips.
Yes, totally. Well, and they're just so fun and educational, right?
Yeah.
What's an adverb?
I was just going to say, I hope it's an LY.
Yes, okay. Very good. See?
I can remember my language arts skills.
And when I was in school, I had no reason to know that was an adverb. When I did Mad-Libs, though, it's like, yes. And they also told you. It was,
that's right.
It was just a verb ending in LY. All right. Okay, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna slide through this pretty quickly. Kathy's gonna put the words in, and then I'm gonna read you this very serious document. Okay? Give me a verb ending in ing. For the people at home, a verb is a doing word.
I'm gonna go running.
Running, okay. Let's have an adjective.
Green.
Green, okay. And a number?
23.
23. That's what I thought she was going to say. LeBron James and
Michael
Jordan. Okay. Plural noun. It's more than one person, place, or thing.
Let's go with dogs.
Dogs, good. I was hoping you'd say that. Liquid.
Water.
Water, yes. Okay. A food ingredient.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. A food ingredient, I guess flour.
Flour, yes. A country.
Australia.
A number.
Again.
Yeah.
Let's go 20 this time.
20, good. And in a food.
Any food.
Ice cream.
Okay. And a number.
15.
An emotion.
Happy.
A body part.
I'm going to go uterus. We're talking about menopause.
Awesome. This is the best ever. Give me a noun ending in ing. Noun ending in ing. Right. That's not right. A verb ending in ing.
That's not right.
Yeah, I swear I took the SAT. And
sitting.
Let's see. An animal noise.
Oink.
Oink. A food.
Another food. We'll go lettuce.
Okay. A health professional.
Registered dietitian.
Okay. And we got two more. A kitchen appliance.
A mixer.
Mixer and a product name. Any product name.
Like a brand name or just a a brand name. You stumped me on this one. Let's just go. Nordic Naturals comes to mind. I don't know.
Nordic Naturals. That is the fish oil that you're. I knew when you were talking about fish oil, you're like, you wanted to say Nordic Naturals, but yeah, that's a brand that I recommend to people. Yeah, pretty dope. Nordic Naturals. All right, here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A totally not at all suspicious miracle diet presented by Staci, the dietitian who's seen it all. Are you tired of running your way to better health with boring things like exercise and balanced meals? Introducing the brand new Green Miracle Diet that guarantees results in just 23 days. All you have to do is eat dogs, drink water, and avoid anything that contains flour. This sounds real. This revolutionary method was discovered by a monk in Australia who lived to be 20 years old and survived solely on ice cream and resentment. With this plan, you'll lose 15 pounds, gain happiness, and finally get rid of that pesky uterus fat. Side effects include excessive sitting, spontaneous oinking, and craving lettuce at midnight. So stop listening to RDNs and start trusting your gut, literally. Just call now and we'll throw in a free mixer and a month's supply of Nordic Naturals. Because when it comes to health, who needs science when you've got hype?
Golf clap.
Yeah, you know what? Really we'll send you this and you can use it.
Send it out.
Your next Jenev ad.
Yes, absolutely. Oh
my gosh, that was really good.
Okay, well,
thanks for the laughs.
I think that pretty much wraps us up, right?
Okay,
so we got to say the end of the show stuff, which is definitely thank you so much.
This was so
this
fun.
Was fun.
Yeah,
you already got your invite to come back.
Yes.
Right. Sorry we didn't get to GLP-1.
And we love it when we have people who are really experts at what they do. And so we put you in that gold star expert category.
Yes.
And I'm so happy that we got to start having these conversations because everybody's been asking about them. So that's great.
Yeah, and that's the teaser. So next time Staci's on, we're going to talk about GLP-1s.
Ooh, yes. So you better figure out what those are.
Let me see if I can find like a social media poster too.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you should download Instagram. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn so much. Or TikTok.
I recommend TikTok.
Yeah. So everybody should do what Staci does and subscribe to the Pitch Podcast. Listen, memorize the episodes, right? And definitely share with your friends. We love reviews, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts.
Send your questions in.
Yes, absolutely. You can comment questions. You can question people's comments.
Call Body of Health if you have questions for the Pitch Podcast.
Yes, and I'll refer you over to Encore.
Just have like an automatic forward.
All right. I think that's good. Except for there's one important thing that we forgot. You know what that is?
It is.
There's no I in pitch.